Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Your Excellency Kiai Haji Muhammad Hasan Mutawakkil Allah SHMM is the founder of Zainul Hasan Islamic Boarding School and the Honorable to Associate Professor Dr. Mr. Abdul Aziz Wahab BAMAG as Director of Zainul Hasan University, and the Honorable to Dr. Mr. Zainuddin MPD is the lecturer of teaching English as foreign language. And respectable to Dr. Ms. Wahyu Lestari MPD is the Dean of Scientific Teaching Faculty. And let me introduce myself. It's me, Idrus Sholeh. You can address me, Idrus. And this occasion, I will explain you about what is TEFL. So, number one, what is TEFL? TEFL stands for Teaching English as Foreign Language. It refers to teaching English to people who live in countries where English is not the primary language in daily life. Alright, it's the key idea. Students are learning English as a foreign language, not using it regularly in their community. Example, teaching English in countries like Indonesia, Japan, Brazil, where English is not the dominant language. This is different from teaching English as a foreign language in place like the US or the UK, where English is the native language, right? And then slide 2, TEFL versus TESL and TESOL. This slide compares three common terms in English language teaching. Term meaning where it's used TEFL teaching English as foreign language in non-English speaking countries. TESOL teaching English a second language in English speaking countries. TESOL teaching English to speakers of other language, usually in English-speaking countries. TEFL focuses on teaching English second. TEFL focuses on teaching English abroad, where students don't use English outside the classroom. Then TESOL is focused on teaching immigrants or non-native speakers in English-speaking countries. And then TESOL, a broader term that included both TEFL, and TESOL contexts. Right. And then number 3, goals of TEFL. The main objective of TEFL teaching include helping students communicate, building confidence in speaking and understanding English. And then number 2, teaching core skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The number 3, preparing for exams, support students aiming for English proficiency tests like TOEFL or IELTS. This goal guide lessons planning, classroom activities, and assessment strategies for TEFL teachers. And then students in a TEFL class. The slide describes the typical characteristics and needs of students in a TEFL classroom. These learners are usually in countries where English is not spoken in daily life. Key characteristics: limited exposure to English. Students often do not hear or use English outside the classroom. This means their only opportunity to learn and practice English is during lessons. Then number 2, need for changing methods. Because English may feel unfamiliar or difficult, students benefit from easy and fun learning approach. This includes games, the songs, and interactive activities that make learning enjoyable. And then varied motivations. Some students learn English for academic purpose. Others may need it for career advancement or job opportunities. Some are simply interested in learning English for personal enjoyment or travel. And then support with language basics. Therefore, students often need help with grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciations. Then for grammar, understanding sense and structure and rules. And then for the vocabulary, learning new words and their meanings. And then for the pronunciation, speaking clearly and correctly. Right. And then what TEFL teachers do. The slide outlines the rules and responsibilities of TEFL teachers who must adapt their teaching to suit learners with limited English experience. Core responsibilities. Teach the four language skills: listening, speaking, and reading and writing. And then listening, understanding spoken English, and speaking, communicating verbally, and reading, comprehending writing text, and writing, expressing ideas in writing form. Use creative teaching tools, games, song, and pictures. Then for games, encourage participant and reinforce learning. Songs improve listening and pronunciation in a fun way. And then a picture aid understanding and vocabulary building. Lesson planning and homework. Teachers must design structured lessons that build skill progressively. Assigning homework helps reinforce learning outside class, create a positive learning environment, making learning enjoyable, both motivation and relationship. Teachers should be encouraged and supportive. Provide feedback and correction. Correcting mistakes helps students improve. Feedback should be constructive, not discouraging. And then for next, common teaching methods. This slide introduces four widely used methods in TEFL instruction. Each method has a different approach to language learning. Number one, grammar translation method. Grammar translation method focuses on translating between English and students' native language. Emphasize grammar rules and vocabulary, often used in traditional classrooms but can be less interactive. And then the second, audio lingual method. Based on repetition and drills, students repeat phrases and practice patterns to build fluency, useful for developing automatic responses and pronunciation. And then number three, communicative method encourages real-life communication. Students work with peers in English, practice fluency, then focus on meaning and interaction, not just accuracy. Then number four, task-based learning. Students complete activities or tasks using English. Example, planning a trip, solving a problem, or creating presentation. Promotes practical language use and teamwork. And then the next slide. The next slide is problems in TEFL. Teaching English in non-English speaking countries come with several challenges. These problems affect how students learn and how teachers teach. Number one, students are shy or not motivated. Many learners feel nervous or embarrassed to speak English, especially in front of others. Lack of motivation may stem from not seeing the immediate value of English, feeling overwhelmed by the difficulty, having had negative past experiences with language learning. And then number two, no English at home. Students often don't hear or use English outside the classroom, which limits their exposure. Without reinforcement at home, it's harder to retain vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciations. This means the classroom becomes the only place for practice, making the teacher's role even more critical. And the number three, big class different levels. TEFL classes often have many students varying skill levels. Some may be beginners while others are more advanced. This makes it difficult to design lessons that suit everyone, give individual attention, keep all students engaged and progressing. And then number four, not many books are materials. In some schools, there's a lack of resources, few or outdated textbooks, limited access to audiovisual aids, game, or technology. Teacher must be resourceful and creative, often making their own materials or adapting lessons with minimal tools. And then the conclusion, which is the last of our my explanation about TEFL or about this PowerPoint. The conclusion, this section summarizes the essence of TEFL and the qualities that make a great TEFL teacher. Number one, TEFL is about helping people learning in English. Its core mission of empowering learnings with English skills that can open doors in education, work, travel, and communication. It's not just about teaching grammar, it's about building confidence and competence. The number two, a TEFL teacher should be friendly, patient, and creative. Friendly, patient, and creative will friendly build trust and make students feel comfortable. And patient understands that learning language takes time and repetition. Creative use engaging methods to overcome challenges like limited resources or mixed level classes. And then number three, English is useful for many things in life. It's a global language used in business, technology, travel, or education. Learning English can expand opportunities and improve quality of life. The number four, being a TEFL teacher is a fun and important job. It's rewarding to see our students grow and success. Teachers often learn about new cultures and build meaningful relationships. Despite the challenges, it's a role that makes a real difference in people's lives. Maybe that's all about my explanation about TEFL or about in this PowerPoint. So for the last, I say thank you very much, and I'm sorry if there are mistake. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.